We will continue the chapter chemical equilibrium. We will see today Le Chatelier's principle. When a particular reversible chemical reaction attains a state of equilibrium, it occurs at a particular temperature, pressure and concentration of reactants and products. Means whenever a particular reversible chemical reaction attains a state of equilibrium, means rate of forward reaction and rate of reverse reaction are equal, it occurs at a particular temperature, pressure and concentration of reactants and products, and these conditions are known as equilibrium conditions. Equilibrium temperature, equilibrium pressure, equilibrium concentration. Okay, chemists are always interested in getting more and more products. Chemists, they are always interested in getting more and more products, of course, isn't it? By Le Chatelier's principle, it is possible to adjust the reaction conditions of temperature, pressure and concentration at equilibrium so that more products will be obtained. Means suppose at a particular reaction has attained equilibrium, and at equilibrium we are able to adjust the conditions of temperature, pressure or concentration so that more and more products are obtained by using Le Chatelier's principle. So what is the principle? See, the statement of the principle is, the principle states that when the system at equilibrium is subjected to change in temperature, pressure or concentration, the equilibrium is shifted in that direction so as to nullify the change made. Means at equilibrium, if you will increase temperature of the reaction mixture or system, the system will try to decrease it. This equilibrium is shifted in that direction, means forward or reverse, so as to nullify the change made. Means if you are increasing temperature, the system will go in that direction where temperature is decreasing. Same is for pressure and concentration, nullify. The change is nullified. Okay, so we will see this principle. We are going to apply this principle to a particular reaction so that the statement of the principle is more clear to you. One by one we will see the factors. Okay, so the first factor is concentration. Effect of concentration. If you will change concentration of reactants or products, it depends on the particular reaction. Okay, so if you will change the concentration of reactants or products, how it affects the equilibrium. For example, formation of ammonia. Formation of ammonia, N2 plus 3H2 giving 2NH3 is reversible process. N2 plus 3H2 giving 2NH3 plus heat. The reaction is exothermic. Forward reaction is exothermic and reverse reaction is endothermic. Okay. Now, suppose the equilibrium is attained. At equilibrium, if you will increase concentration of reactants, either of these reactants or both reactants, if you will increase concentration of reactants, according to Le Chatelier's principle, system will try to decrease it. System will be shifted in that direction and again new equilibrium will be attained. Okay, so if you will increase concentration of N2, then system will try to decrease concentration of N2, and concentration of N2 can be decreased only if it will react with H2 to form ammonia. That means if you will increase concentration of N2 or H2, then reaction will go in the forward direction in which we are interested. We are interested in getting ammonia because we are synthesizing ammonia, isn't it? We are not interested in getting reverse reaction. Okay, so at equilibrium, if you will increase concentration of N2 or H2 or both, okay, the system will go in the right hand direction and more ammonia we will get. That is effect of concentration. If you will increase concentration of ammonia, then what will happen? The system will try to decrease it. The system will try to decrease it. So the reaction will go in the left hand side direction, which is not required. So favorable condition for formation of more and more ammonia is you have to increase concentration of reactants at equilibrium. That is the effect of concentration. Now we will see second factor, effect of pressure. Effect of pressure. If you will increase or decrease pressure at equilibrium, how it affects the reaction, how it affects the equilibrium. Okay, we will take the same example because it is easy to understand and you can apply the principle to any other reaction with the help of this particular reaction. Okay, effect of pressure, of course it is applicable for the reactions in which gases are involved. Okay, so N2 in gaseous condition plus H2 in gaseous condition is forming ammonia in gaseous condition. Okay, now what is happening in the reaction? See, if you consider volumes, then one volume of N2 is reacting with 3 volumes of H2 and 2 volumes of ammonia are formed. Okay, so total volumes of reactants are 4 and total volume of product is 2. So volume is decreasing in the forward reaction and it is increasing in the reverse reaction. Okay, now you know by ideal gas equation PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT and P is equal to N by V RT. P is equal to N by V RT. Number of moles are constant, R gas constant, temperature is constant. So pressure and volume, they are inversely proportional. Pressure and volume, they are inversely proportional. Isn't it? Now, suppose reversible reaction is carried out, equilibrium is reached. If you will increase pressure, we will see one by one, increase and decrease in pressure. If you will increase pressure on the reaction mixture, okay, system will try to decrease it. System will try to decrease pressure. Okay, now pressure and volume, they are inversely proportional. So if you will observe forward reaction, in the forward reaction volume is decreasing. So if you will increase pressure, system will try to decrease pressure. Decrease pressure means what? System will try to go in that direction. System will try to go in that direction where volume is decreasing because they are inversely proportional. No? So increased pressure will shift the equilibrium in right hand direction where volume is decreasing. Isn't it? So this is the favorable condition. Okay. Now if you will decrease pressure, then what will happen? The system will try to increase pressure. System will try to increase pressure. Okay. So in which direction pressure is increasing? In which direction pressure is increasing? Okay. If you will go to the left hand side, volume is increasing. So pressure is decreasing. So this is not a favorable condition. Increase in pressure at equilibrium will give us more and more ammonia. Isn't it? This is the effect of pressure. So effect of pressure you can explain by writing down the reaction volumes. Okay, and as pressure and volume, they are inversely proportional, you are going to decide whether you have to increase pressure at equilibrium or decrease pressure at equilibrium. Now we will consider third factor, temperature. How temperature will affect equilibrium. Effect of temperature. Same reaction we will take. N2 plus 3H2 giving 2NH3 plus heat. Okay. Now, effect of temperature, if you observe the reaction carefully, the forward reaction is exothermic where heat is evolved because it is along with the products, and reverse reaction is endothermic because in the reverse direction heat is taken by ammonia, taken by products, so it is endothermic. Forward reaction is exothermic, reverse reaction is endothermic. Heat is evolved and reverse reaction is endothermic where heat is absorbed, heat is taken by the reactants. Okay, now with the help of this we will continue the factor temperature. Okay, now see, system has attained equilibrium. Okay, reversible chemical reaction is carried out, system has attained equilibrium. At equilibrium, if you will increase temperature, then system will try to decrease it by Le Chatelier's principle. The system will try to decrease temperature. That means the equilibrium is shifted in that direction, reaction will go in that direction, reverse or forward, where temperature is decreasing. So if you will observe the reaction carefully, in the reverse reaction, heat is taken, isn't it? And therefore temperature of the system will decrease. So if you will increase temperature, system will go in reverse direction. That means ammonia will get decomposed, which is not required by us. So if you will decrease temperature, if temperature is decreased, then system will try to increase it. Temperature. That means reaction will proceed in that direction where temperature is increasing and new equilibrium will be attained again, isn't it? So if you will observe the reaction carefully, in the forward reaction heat is evolved, isn't it? And therefore temperature is going to be increased, isn't it? Therefore decrease in temperature is the favorable condition, for formation of more and more ammonia. Okay, so that means if the reaction is like this, that means forward reaction is exothermic and reverse reaction is endothermic. For such reactions, okay, decrease in temperature is the favorable condition for getting more and more products. Okay, so we will revise again Le Chatelier's principle first. See, now you will be able to understand principle. The principle states that when the system at equilibrium is subjected to change in temperature, pressure or concentration, change means increase or decrease, we have to select it. What is the principle? Principle states that whatever change we are making, the equilibrium is shifted in that direction so as to nullify the change made. We have to take benefit of that. If system is trying to nullify the change made, what change we should make at equilibrium so that more and more products are found, isn't it? So here we have seen, if you are increasing concentration of reactants, then system will try to decrease it. That means reaction will go in the forward direction. Similarly, pressure, if you are going to increase pressure, system will try to decrease it. That means reaction will go in that direction where pressure is decreasing, isn't it? Similarly, pressure is increasing means volume is decreasing. Similarly, effect of temperature for if the reaction is like this, forward reaction is exothermic, reverse reaction is endothermic, isn't it? We can have reverse type of reaction also, isn't it? So accordingly you have to apply. So if temperature is decreased, then system will try to increase temperature. So in the forward reaction, temperature is increasing because heat is evolved, isn't it? That is the favorable condition. So what are the favorable conditions for getting more and more ammonia? First condition, you have to increase concentration of N2 or H2 or both. The concentration should be in 1:3 proportion, isn't it? Then pressure, we should increase pressure, and temperature, we should decrease temperature. Okay, but decrease means how much decrease is there, that is also precise. Very low temperature, again it is not favorable. Very low temperature is again not favorable. So for formation of ammonia, temperature, more and more ammonia, temperature, optimum temperature is 773 Kelvin. 773 Kelvin. Okay, and pressure, optimum pressure is 250 atmospheric pressure. 250 atmospheric pressure. Okay, these conditions are also carefully selected. Okay, so this way we can apply Le Chatelier's principle to any chemical reaction to get more and more products. We will stop here. Thank you.